In today's video, I'm revisiting a recipe I did 13 years ago, one of the early videos on this channel. But today I'm going to correct a few mistakes I made in that early rendition of this recipe. So we're going to start right here on the Pits and Spits Hybrid. I'm using the pellet grill side of this pit today. And so we're going to go over here and get it fired up. Going to bring the heat up somewhere around 350 degrees. Get some pellets over in it. Get her plugged up. So I went ahead and did all the prepping for this recipe, and I started with 4 bell peppers. Now, as you can see, I've got the tops cut off these. Now I took the tops and I didn't waste them. I also cut them up to go inside the mix that goes inside this stuffing here. But as you can see, in each one of these, I got 4 little holes in each indentation. And this is one of the mistakes I made on that first video. What happened was they got kind of full of water because I didn't pre-cook these, and I will be pre-cooking these today. I didn't pre-cook them. I didn't have no way for the water to get out, so even though it tasted great, it was very wet. There was a lot of water in there. So that's one thing I'm doing different. And I did that to each and every one of these bell peppers. Also, I took 1 onion, and I cut it up into little slices like you see right here. I took a carton of these white button mushrooms. I did clean them, and I cut these in slices. You can actually buy these pre-sliced, and up under the bottom here you can see the bell pepper that came from cutting the tops off. And also I've got like stir-fry meat that I found at our grocery store, and they're already pre-sliced, but I'm also going to cut across that and make those like small pieces to where I got little bits of beef all throughout there. Also in this stuffing mix, I've got a provolone and mozzarella blend. I just got it pre-shredded, make life easier. Simple meal, easy, quick, and we're going to have that element of smoke like I did have on the first video. And as you can see, I'm only doing 4 of these. It's just me and my wife, 2 for her, 2 for me. That's going to be a meal. All right, we're going to go ahead and slide these peppers on here. Just like that. So I'm not completely up to heat yet, but I'm good enough to go ahead and start these. This pellet grill is going to give these the perfect amount of smoke. It's going to be just a good smoke on these. You don't want nothing real heavy, just a kiss of smoke, and that's what this pellet grill is going to achieve. Now let's close her up. I'm going to let these go probably about 20 minutes and take a look at them. I don't want them completely tender right now because I've still got to stuff them and then put them back in here. So get them about half of where I want them at, where they would finish off at. All right, let's take a look at these. I've been going around 25 minutes. Yeah, that's just about where I want them. Soft, pliable, but not just falling apart. That's about where I want them. All right, so I'm gonna get these inside. We're going to go ahead and make the mixture for it and stuff them. Then we're going to get them back out here. All right, you got to excuse the incandescent lighting here, but it's a little dim in this kitchen. All right, I've got the burner fired up, and I'm going to take some bacon grease. We save all of our bacon grease, just like Grandma used to do. That's what I'm going to saute these vegetables in. And you know that's going to add some more flavor to it. All right, so what I want to do is just go ahead and dump in these onions, mushrooms, and bell pepper. We'll saute these, get them nice and tender. But we got to season them. So I'm going to take some black pepper, use my pepper cannon. Got some kosher salt. That should be good. Now the meat I put in here is right at 1 pound, so you know. And that salt altogether was not even a teaspoon. That was probably 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. All right, so I'll just bring you back here when these are to my liking. There ain't no sense boring you with this. You know what I'm doing here, so I'll be back. I was going to mention too that these onions and especially these mushrooms are going to give up a lot of water. You see all that water in there? You want to cook these and try to dry out as much of that water as you can. It will evaporate. And then when I add the meat, it too is going to give up some water. All right, the onions are really tender. Mushrooms are done. These bell peppers are about halfway there, but they're good enough. I'm going to let them finish off in the smoker, in the Pitts and Spitz hybrid. So it's time to add some meat. As I mentioned earlier, I was going to take those strips and just cut them up in little pieces like that. And they'll shrink up from there even. I'm going to need some more seasoning. I season as I go. More kosher salt. That's just a couple of pinches. One more ingredient, that's a little Lea and Perrins Worcestershire sauce. We're just gonna add maybe a teaspoon of that in there. All right, I'm gonna get all this browned up. Now, that meat, I'm not worried about it getting it super done or anything because there again, it's gonna finish off once I stuff them, but I am gonna brown it. I got a slotted spoon here. And I'm just going to take this stuff. I got water in the bottom. I didn't want to just keep cooking all that water out. So I'm using a slotted spoon to keep out as much out of the pepper as I can. Get all these stuffed. Want about that much headroom because we're going to put cheese on this. All right, we're just going to put this cheese right on top of them. Press them in. And again, this is a provolone and mozzarella mix. That was probably about a ½ pound of cheese right there. So you know, there is the water that's dripping out of these. That was my biggest gripe with the first time I ever done these, was that excess water. So that's going to take care of that. Alrighty. Right about here. Close her down. See you in about 30 minutes. Alright, I think we're done here. Ooh-wee. Now, I'll tell you what I did. I didn't put it on camera, but I come out here after about 20 minutes and that cheese sunk down on me. So I went ahead and added more cheese. I got about 3/4 of a pound between these four right here. And I love cheese, so no problem there. It was just starting to brown just a little bit on top. And it's still leaking a little moisture. You can see there, most of it dried up. So I don't expect these to be wet on the inside at all. They sure look good. All right, I just killed the power on this. I'm gonna go ahead and get these off, let them be cooling down a little bit, see if I can't give you a taste. Well, I'm just gonna dig down in here is what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, look at that cheese. Mmm. I mean, come on, you ain't gotta actually see me eat it, do you? Not wet at all. I mean, it's juicy. It's not just flooding in water. You can see that water coming out right here. Mmm. Fantastic. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Oh, man, that's good. Let me pull myself away from that long enough to close this video. If it wasn't so hot, I'd hold it like a little bowl and just eat it. I'm fixing to devour this thing. Fantastic. I hope you give it a try, and let me tell you, you can do these in the oven. Okay, they're good, but this smoke sends it over the top. This pellet grill delivers just the right amount of smoke for something like this. We're not doing a brisket here. We're doing something like this, and trust me, it works. That tastes like smoked cheese on there. And I haven't even got to the outside of that bell pepper yet. But hey, this is a good meal regardless who you are. But if you're like on a low carb diet, fantastic. If you're watching your health, fantastic. I'm not in all that, but I'm just saying it is for anybody that is. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm Russ Jones with Smoky Ribs Barbecue.